All right, and we are back. Once the ad from Twitch goes, of course. It's going to be Team Malphite versus Team KS in this one. And I'm just getting the drafts ready to go. And we'll get started. All right. Just getting ready here. Let's see. Oh, yes. Let me turn down the music just a little bit. Okay. And we got the draft here for game one. So let me go ahead and go over that. And this series was played already. So we'll get to get right into it. All right. Got Malphite here on blue side. Chaos on red. I'm not very familiar with really either of these teams. So this will be a learning experience for me as well. So let's see here. It looks like they missed a ban. I'm sure they knew what it was, but I don't. Kale bans. Interesting. Okay. Allowing Mordecai or allowing Orin bans. Zoe LeBlanc bans. Okay. And yeah, Smolder from Aatrox. Okay. All right. Jhin first pick. Interesting choice, especially when Jinx is up, which immediately gets taken. Jinx Seraphine. Feel like we've seen that before, but here we go. And then the Sona lock-in. That's not a champion you see very often in Beer League, which is actually kind of surprising. I feel like with how late a lot of these Beer League games go, I think you would see more Sona, but we're going to see it today. Then Aurelion Sol, so there we go. Malphite is going for the scaling comp already. Okay. Then Ahri and Rumble. I like Ahri into Aurelion Sol, as Ahri has a lot of agency and ways to kind of threaten the Aurelion Sol, so very good. And Rumble's just a great blind pick in general in the top lane. Then Nocturne going in on the squishy back line. And then Cho'Gath in the top lane. Okay. I know we have Cho'Gath is considered very meta right now. I know he's got a fun MS build that people like to do. I assume we will see that this game, but we'll see. And then last pick, interesting, Jarvan. It's not often you don't see last pick jungler very often, and two, if you're going to last pick a jungler, Jarvan seems like a strange choice. I don't think it's bad against this team at all. Obviously, it'll be great against the Jhin Sona, but it is a bit of an odd choice for a ban. But anyways, we'll go ahead and get right into game one here. I got it already loaded. I am a bit more familiar with Team KS because they have Awesomator and Blue Metal on there. But other than that, I'm not super familiar with these teams. I really don't know much about them at all. So they lined up in the wrong order. So thank you for that. Making sure I'm paying attention. Oh, and I didn't pause the music. Let me go ahead and do that. I've been good about not forgetting that, but I almost did that time. All right. We'll zoom out just a little bit.
30 seconds until
I'm noticing that the jungler is a little late out of the base here for Team Malphite. They're going for a cheeky invade, but this is a very late invade, and they're just going to go ahead and back off. No problemo. Okay, why are they still not in the right spots? There we go. Is that it? Did I do it right? Yes. Okay, now they're in the right spots. And thank you, Tally, for updating the title for me. I appreciate that, because I still can't do that for some reason. It's not a big deal what it's like. It's just kind of funny. All right. Of course. Yes, I know you're not feeling well, so and you literally just played a series, so I'm not going to make you cast right afterwards on top of that. We got to get this done tonight, so heck with it. I'll do it. It's all good. I'm going to demand a 50% raise, though, so I hope you can afford that in the budget. Working heavy overtime on these casting these games this week. Jungler starting on opposite sides here. Both jungler are Nocturne's obviously going to be farming pretty heavily early on. He's definitely a farm to 6 champion, whereas Jarvan I expect to see a bit more action. Bit of early action here in the bot lane. Are they going to get a kill? Nope, she's fine. I am noticing that it is exhaust on the Sona instead of the typical heal, which is interesting. Actually, exhaust on both supports now that I think about it. I guess they're a bit worried about the assassins. They'd rather have exhaust than heal, which is fair enough. I'm still waiting for a mid laner that stop taking TP every game. I'd really like to see that, because I think this TP every game mid is kind of cringe. But I get why they don't want to. They don't want to do it. They like being able to rotate and get free resets and stuff. So, but Tekken Ignite, come on, you pussies, get some kills. Ugh. And there's going to be a Jarvan gank here. Fortunately, he is. I feel like it's actually funny that it was just a bad angle. Unfortunately, they were able to see him coming even without the ward, just because of how far back, just how the angle they were pushed up. Meanwhile, we got a gank coming up in the top lane, but he should be a-okay here. Probably won't even need to flash, to be honest. Yep, he's fine. Could take a decent bit of damage though. So far, pretty slow start here. Just mostly even lanes, a couple ganks, but it hasn't even gotten any sums out of it. So well, that's not true. They actually got the Jhin flash, although maybe they got that in the lane. But that is the first summoner blown so far.
Bravery shield. Galactic hyper barrier.
No, yeah, I should probably be in the. Let me go ahead. If I'm going to be casting, let me go ahead and Fusro is going to join me here in a bit. Let me go ahead and get in the casting booth here. So where is it? It's here somewhere. Here we go. So he is welcome to join me once he arrives. But I'll go ahead and chill in there for the time being. Oh, and Cho'Gath looking for blood. Kind of interesting that Cho'Gath went for Grasp even this matchup. Would think this would definitely be a Halo Blaze matchup against a Rumble, because Rumble is kind of like a pseudo range champion. But probably fine. It's probably not a big deal. Jarvan's going to go ahead and try to get another gank on the bot lane, but nothing's happening. They just walk away. Both early objectives are up. Jubilee hitting him with some nice emoting there. Good job, Jubilee. And Chaos is going to go ahead and move 4-man over to this dragon. They make sure they want it. And the 900 Slimes realizes this is what's happening. He's going to move running over to these grubs. And Nocturne, wow, Nocturne has a really good grub clear, actually, thanks to that AoE passive. No, fair enough. They do see him, but I don't think they're going to be able to do anything about it. So yeah, those go ahead and trade that. Well, actually, Blue Metal's here, but he is highly outnumbered. He just needs to not do this. So yeah, he's just going to go ahead and walk away. Smart man. Bit of an all-in kind of breaking out here in the bot lane. Double exhaust coming out. Prefer that over heal, if I'm honest. Now, Nocturne is ulting, but he's actually ulting top. But I think that actually kind of bought enough confusion to actually win the fight in bot lane as well. So they end up getting both, the top and the bot, thanks to the Nocturne ulti. So, very cheeky. Good play by 900 Slimes. And Team Malphite. Up to about almost 2k gold lead already for them. Both the kills did go onto the Sona, though, which is generally not what you want. Can't be helped. When the fights are that close, you keep autoing until they die. Ooh, very unfortunate that minion missed there. Three indeed. Welcome, Zed. I think that's what this says, right? Yeah, Zeta. And man, we're up to 14 viewers again. All right. It's always fun to have more people watching, more people interacting in chat. God forbid I pay attention to the game, right? Why do that when there's chat? Man, and Steven Chat is kind of giving Rumble the business up here.
Super Galaxy Punishment Delivery Mode.
Kind of giving him the business. It's not really how this matchup is supposed to go, I'm pretty sure. That Cho'Gath should not be winning this matchup early, but here we are. Ooh, and that's going to be another gank. Nice ulti, and that's going to be another kill over there. And then another ult stack there for Mr. Cho'Gath. Clearly, they find it important to invest in him. And meanwhile, they're going to try to force a gank off here. Let's go ahead and back up just a little bit so we can see the whole full play here. And they know that the play is top, so that Jarvan knows it's okay to go for this play. Nice CC chain on the Jhin here to lock him down. And then I really don't feel like he needed the flash. I feel like he could have just ulted Sona, but either way, he did end up catching them both the ult, and they both go down. So that's gonna be a double kill over for the bot lane. Well, one of them to Jarvan, but you know what I mean. And they are gonna be able to get some nice plate time here with the Jinx Pow Pow. Only gonna be one, but he is gonna back right on a ward here. Nope, he's smart. He doesn't back on the first bush. There you go. It's a pro tip. Never back on this first bush if they're coming back to lane. They're going to check it every time. Just don't do it. Back in a different bush. And meanwhile, Rumble is kind of getting cyberbullied up here in the top lane. They're not even letting him get back to his tower. But they may bite not more than they can chew here, because the rest of Team KS is now moving in to assist their beleaguered top laner. And now the top and jungle of Malphite are going to have to force to flee, but I think they're going to go ahead and get... Are they going to go ahead and get the Nocturne here? Yes, they are. He's going to go ahead and go down. And they're going to translate that into Grubs as well. Kind of fortuitous timing. The Grubs spawned right when they made a play in the area. Or maybe that's why they were there in the first place, and the counter gank was just a coincidence. Who could say? But either way, very nice play for Team KS. Gotta be honest, Liximity, I don't know what your rating cost is, or how good of a player you are. So, none of this has to do with anything of that. I'm just gonna say, taking bone plating on a mage mid, kinda cringe. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Then a gank coming down here in the bot lane. Unfortunately, the Jhin W misses, so the Jinx is going to be able to create some distance in the tower. But, ooh, nice Sona ulti here. Unfortunately, the Jhin ultis are not landing quite as well as they should have been. A little bit of a skill shot and accuracy from Jubilee there. So both bot laners for KS are going to go ahead and get out. And now Estok is here, and I don't believe they've seen him yet. So they don't... Well, actually, no, they would have seen him on this ward, I think. So they know he's here. But they do have position to move on this dragon now after the successful surviving of that gank. They're going to go ahead and move over. And you can tell Awesomator's a team player because he did not farm these two minions first. He walked over right away. Clearly a big focus for dragons for Team KS here. Sacrificing the selfish waves to to rotate to the dragon immediately. Fusro would love to have teammates like this. Very close game in terms of gold. About a 1k gold lead for Team Malphite. Thanks largely in part to the very large CS lead in the top lane. Yeah. So far, Cho'Gath is just... I mean, they've been bullying this Rumble, to be honest. It hasn't just been Cho'Gath beating up on him. They've been ganking top, too. They've been investing in this Cho'Gath. And he is not going for the meta move speed Cho'Gath, but he's going for a standard tank Cho'Gath build with Heartsteel, which is probably better. And wow, fantastic dive on this bot lane. Oh my, okay, I need to back up and see this again. My goodness. Fantastic four-man team play. And yet they see it coming, but it's too late. They're already behind him. And that's going to be, it's going to be a nice Seraphine ulti combined into, yeah, the Jarvan ulti. And wow. You know what? You know what? They should have played safe. That's all I'm going to say. They should have played safe under their tower. If you want to not die to ganks, you just play safe under the tower, right? That's what I'm told. Every time I die to a gank, I play safe under the tower. Just play safe, guys. That was brutal. Very well executed to Team KS. Very well executed. Ooh, and another... Oh, they're coming in for a gank on the Cho'Gath this time. It's going to bring in both the jungler and the support. And Cho'Gath has no flash, so he should go down here. Yep. He is going to grab a Heartsteel stack, though, so he can't be too upset. Meanwhile, our return gank is going off in the mid lane here with the help of the Sona, but Jinx is A-okay. He's able to back up. No problem. Rift Herald is spawning here pretty soon. Haven't been paying attention. Has either team gotten feats yet? Yes. KS has gotten the feats because they got the first 3 objectives, so there you go. And they must have got the 3-kill one too. I don't, or maybe the tower? I actually have no idea. I don't remember. But either way, they have the feats of strength. So, good job to them. The feats. The feats of strength. Ironically, people have kind of settled into the opinion that they're kind of overrated. A lot of people never upgrade end up upgrading their boots to that upgraded level. I'm not sure exactly what the balance point is for when you should upgrade them, but a lot of people are just not doing it. They're just leaving them unupgraded. So the free stats on the boots is nice though, and it feels good to get, right? So it's good for morale to get feats of strength.
Time to ignite some stardust.
Big feats fan here. Oh yeah. No Briar in the game though, sadly. So, alas. Meanwhile, Malphite is moving on to the Riptide here on blabbing about nonsense. They are seen, however, so the rest of LS is coming in. All 5 of them are here. Let's go ahead and see a nice Rumble ulti. Very good Seraphine ulti. However, that's the big Aurelion Sol ulti in return. And now Malphite is turning. That's a great Sona ulti to catch them out in a really rough position. And now they have to flee. And Aurelion Sol's going to run them down, and he should get them both here. Nice Jin W here. Ooh, he doesn't end up going down to the Rumble, but he does get him. And that's going to be a 5 for 2 for Team Malphite, and they got the Rift Herald as well, I believe. Yes, they did. So great play to them. Up to about a 2K lead for them now. And they should be able to get Dragon out of there as well, and deny that Dragon or that potential Dragon Soul for a while longer. Great play by them there. Fantastic Sona ulti. Kind of caught out 2 squishies of KS, kind of in a really bad spot. So, well played. And fantastic Aurelion Sol ulti, obviously. That made a huge impact. And KS says not so fast. That's our Dragon. And I don't know if they're gonna be able to get in here in time. Cho'Gath does not have ulti to actually secure this. So it ends up going down, and they do it. KS does end up getting the Dragon, and now they're gonna go for the fight as well. They want blood. They said, that's our Dragon, and now we'll take your lives as well. But nope, they're going to go ahead. They're able to make a hasty retreat. They say, wow, okay. They weren't able to get the Dragon after all. So that's going to be 3 Dragons for Team KS. Okay. Okay, interesting. Now Nocturne is kind of getting chased around here, but he's just going to go ahead and try to waste as much of their time as possible. Smart man. He is eventually going to go down here, but he wasted a hell of a time. So, good job to him. Yeah, not great that he got caught, but he had the right response. Waste their time. I'm saying interesting that they went Hollow Radiance on the Cho'Gath. I feel like you don't really need a Sunfire item on Cho'Gath. I feel like you do enough damage to clear waves even without it. With the E, but with the E and the Q and the W, I feel like you really don't need I mean, like, MR item I get. Like, I understand that. I feel like you really don't need the Sunfire item, though. Like, I would really like to see, like, a Force of Nature here or something. But he has instead gone for the Sunfire item. At least it's not regular Sunfire Cape. My feelings on that are clear. No Sunfire Capes here means no one is trolling in this game. At least on that part. So far, no real objectives up. Teams are just kind of chilling. The Otacon is up in the bot lane. It is Voracious Otacon, the revive one. So teams tend to prioritize that not very highly these days after they've nerfed the revive as much as they have. So they kind of just tend to leave it be and only take it when it's free, which is honestly that's probably the right attitude to have towards Otacon in general. It's a dangerous objective to try to take. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it does debuff you a lot. So if you're gonna get contested on Otacon, you just don't do it. That's basically how teams have been approaching it.
Time to ignite some stardust.
And I think if you're KS here, yeah, you're down a little bit of gold, but you're in a great spot thanks to the dragons. And I think you're just trying to make sure you don't do anything really silly before this 4th dragon spawns. You can go ahead and try to secure the early Dragon Soul. It is Infernal Soul, aka the worst one, but people like it. Actually, I don't know if I call Infernal Soul the worst one. Ooh, the Naka barely misses the Aurelion Soul, and that probably saved his life there. If that had hit him, he would have had to flash early, and then he probably would have gotten caught by the Jarvan ulti. So he got very lucky the knockup hitbox didn't hit him there. Meanwhile, they're kind of camping this ward, but they're seen. So go ahead and clear it. And I think if they do have the big ulti ready to go for this dragon contest, which is spawning in about 45 seconds. Very good. Jhin is a little bit late on the rotation here, but I guess he doesn't really have anything to... Yeah, he can't really afford to reset here. It's too late. So they need to go ahead and move in. And for the most part, people are doing a good job of spending their gold before this big fight. I find it kind of interesting that Seraphine went the tank support item instead of the supporty one. But I guess if you're worried about getting caught, I can kind of see it. Or getting dove because you get damage reduction and you slow them after it ends. So I can kind of see it. I'm worried about the Nocturne, so makes sense to me. And meanwhile, Sona didn't go the supporty or the shieldy support item either. She went Bloodsong, which is interesting. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think Bloodsong is a very good item. And it kind of works with Sona's buffing playstyle. Bit of a fight breaking out here. Early flash from the Seraphine. Ooh. Bit of probably a premature ulti by the Jarvan, and now everyone's kind of trying to TP in here to be ready for this play. But KS is... Well, let's go ahead and back up just a little bit here. So KS is kind of... They've blown some big cooldowns. Well, you know, the Jarvan ulti, the Seraphine flash, and now the huge Aurelion Soul ulti. Yeah, and we're almost trying to help, but he is just way behind his team, so he's not going to be able to do much here. And KS is just kind of getting wiped. Yeah, you can't fight into that. You really can't fight into that Aurelion Soul ulti, especially in the jungle, because it's too easy to hit a bunch of you at once. Yeah, and they're going to have to run for the hills. And in the end, the only one that can make it out is going to be Awesomator, and actually, he's not going to make it out either. Whoa, nope. That's going to be a clean ace. Clean ace for Team Malphite. And they should move down to secure this dragon as well while they have the chance. Deny that Dragon Soul for at least another 5 minutes. Fantastic fight to them. Huge Aurelion Soul ulti. Combined with the Jhin ulti. No Sona ulti, though, interestingly. It must have been down. Because she still has it. It must not have been ready to go during the fight. Or she just didn't need it. Maybe that's also possible. Sometimes that does happen. They're going to go ahead and move right onto the Otacon afterwards. And the Aurelion Soul getting big is really tough. You do not want to see a fail Aurelion Soul, and he's got a pretty good amount of stacks too, so he's a big boy. And then they got the revive here. They might look for some more spicy plays. And Jarvan kind of has to book it here, and Nocturne says, okay, I'll follow you. He's going to go ahead and go in. Aurelion Sol's going as well. Jarvan Flash comes out. Is able to escape the Tractor Beam thanks to the Jarvan EQ. And yeah, this has been a big turning point. I think a lot of the momentum has really started to go in Malphite's favor here. Obviously, it was going great for KS with the 3 dragons to start, but getting wiped at losing 4th dragon and Otacon, you know, now you're down 3,500. I think you're starting to really get outscaled here by this Sona, Aurelion Sol, Jhin, Cho'Gath team comp. Yeah, I think Team Malphite's in a great spot here. They just have to kind of keep pushing forward. Sona's gotten past that really rough early game where obviously she struggles in, and now she's really useful, so. Ooh, fantastic Seraphine, the 3-man ult, though. Unfortunately, there's no real follow-up. Ooh, and the Aurelion Sol ulti lands right on the Jinx, and she's gonna go down. Very unfortunate positioning there without flash. Yep.
Say hello to your team dreams.
Ooh. No, she's gonna have to leave. And they might just go for the drag. I might go for the Baron here, to be honest. They still got the revives. They got Cho'Gath ulti here. Yeah, they're just gonna go for it. And I think if you're S-Stock here, you have to. They do see this. You have to just try for a miracle steal here. Hope you get lucky. Nope. And they combine the smite with the Cho'Gath ulti together to give them no chance to possibly steal it. So they're gonna get a free kill to go with their Baron. And now Nocturne's gonna go in again. And it's gonna catch out the poor Seraphine. Are they going to be able to get Rumble here as well? Yes, they are. Man, this game turned fast. Yeah, the Fed Aurelion Sol, that is... If I had to pick a top 5 champs to not have Fed on the enemy team to deal with, Aurelion Sol would be in the top 5 for sure. That champion... When the Aurelion Sol is fed, you're in for a bad time. Like, that champion is nutty when he gets fed. So... Definitely not great for KS that the Aurelion Sol has so many kills. And he's going to complete a Seraphs here too, I assume. Yep. No, he actually leaves it on the tier and goes for the Magic Pen instead. Interesting. I know that Aurelion Sol players will often just get tier and just sit on it. But I feel like if you can buy the full Seraphs, just buy the Seraphs, you know? I feel like you'll get more value out of that than whatever else you could buy. But... I don't know. I'm not an Aurelion Sol player, so I can't say for sure, but that's just my intuition. That the Seraphs would be a nice big power spike, but I don't play the champion, so I can't say for sure. Crypt Bloom OP, apparently, yeah. Alright. They're going to go ahead and push in here. With the Baron buff, they've still got about half of it remaining, and they have the big Aurelion Sol ulti as well. Oh my goodness. And they're just going to go ahead and siege this without a lot of resistance, really, which is smart. You try to fight here and die, and you just lose the game outright. So, and yep, they're going to pop the ulti, and that's going to land on Seraphine, and she's going to go down. Nice CC combo with the Sona. Take down Seraphine, and now they're just desperately trying to defend, but I just don't see it happening here. They have enough Baron left over to continue to siege this for a good 45 seconds still. So, and yeah, without the wave, I don't think they have the wave clear to really hold this. Especially without Seraphine here to help, but we'll see. Maybe this is it. Maybe they'll stall for a bit longer, but nope, they decided they want blood. They're gonna go in. They're going for the jugular right now, and they're gonna get it. And that's gonna be game 1 over to Team Malphite. Very well played to them. So, getting Aurelion Sol fed. Really made the Sona Aurelion Sol combo look pretty good. Cho'Gath did a great job in lane. They invested in him early, and he paid dividends. So, well played. Very well played to Team Malphite there in game 1. Okay. Let's go ahead and get the draft here ready for game 2. Go ahead and get game 2 loaded here. While we talk about the draft. And I have it open still, so let's go ahead and take a look. They go ahead and swap sides here. So let me pause that real quick. Spoiler alert, who's going to be in the game. Actually, you guys can't see that, so go ahead and leave that there for now. Actually, the music kind of clashes a little bit, but whatever. We're doing a pretty quick draft review here, so the sides switch. So we'll go ahead and yes. And Malphite. And Malphite with 1 win here. Well done to them in game 1. Okay. Let's see what game 2 draft looks like. Pretty similar bans to what we saw last game, although they go ahead and ban the Seraphine this time. They didn't like it, even though they beat it. And I think these are your exact same bans from Chaos as well, from game 1. So they kept it. And you go ahead and go with the Nocturne first pick, which is kind of an interesting choice. And then they go Ezreal Janna. That's a very strange first 2 champions to pick for Team Malphite. I'm going to be honest. That is... I don't know what... Like, these are both very safe champions, which is fine. I don't think this is a terrible combo necessarily, but it's very odd that you pick both of these so early on when there's high priority picks available. But okay, Ezreal Janna, and then they go ahead and say, all right, we'll see your Ezreal Janna and raise you Sona Caitlyn. Okay, I like that lane already. I think Caitlyn Sona absolutely dumpsters Janna Ezreal 2v2. That's just my. We'll see how that actually goes in the game, but that's my intuition. And then the Aurelion Sol for Malphite. They loved it last game. They're going to run it back. And apparently they like the Ahri into it because they run that back as well. And then Cho'Gath. Again, they like the Cho'Gath. Bringing in the Urgot to go against the Cho'Gath this time. Wanted a bit more AD on their team, I think. Want something with a bit more kill pressure on the Cho'Gath, I think. So it makes sense to me. And then Rammus last pick. Okay. I don't know why. It seems very out of pocket to just randomly pick Rammus here. But that's what they decided to go for. I mean, they got some AD. I'm not saying it's terrible, but it's a very strange last pick to do Rammus jungle. That is two games in a row where the last pick has been a jungler that you could have probably picked earlier. Like, usually if you're going to last pick jungle, you'll pick something more risky, right, that you need to see. You know, like a Shyvana or a Kindred or whatever, or a Vi maybe. But if you're going to pick a safe jungler, I don't know. I find it odd. But anyway, I won't dwell on it. We already got the game ready to go. We're going to go ahead and hop right in. And here we go. Blue Meadow realizing the reason they lost is because he had the wrong Ahri skin on, so he swapped it over this time around.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
And I believe, yeah, the Nocturne changed his skin as well.
30
So,
seconds until minions
and once
spawn.
again, they don't line up properly. These guys, they don't follow the rules. It wasn't nearly as bad as last game, but I still had to reorder people. So, all right. Both teams content to just chill level 1 here. Poor no skin for Steven Chet. No Cho'Gath skin. It's a shame. It's a shame.
Minions have spawned.
Junglers looks like they're going to start on opposite sides here.
Hello, Runeterra. Are you
Oh.
ready to rock?
So the mid laner is exchanging some pleasantries here before the laning phase begins. And we're very interesting. You're going to actually see a bot lane leash here by Caitlyn Sona. I really don't like that. I don't like that at all. You want to get the early level 1 push on Caitlyn Sona especially. Don't leash. Nope, don't do it. Well, not. I mean, I think they probably end up getting the push anyway because Ezreal's level 1 push is terrible, but you shouldn't even risk it. Get to lane immediately. Cue the wave. Get that shove going. Get these guys under tower. All right. Go ahead and let the directed camera take control for a while. Ooh. Nice Urgot E here, able to get the Cho'Gath behind him, but Cho'Gath is able to go ahead and just leave. Nice early gank here on Leximity. He's going to go ahead and immediately flash. Unfortunately, the Archon misses, not able to follow up. Really get more follow-up damage, so he's going to be just fine. Now an early gank here in the top lane. Nice E on the Cho'Gath, but Rammus is going to go ahead and get in here, and Smooth Brain guy is going to go ahead and try to greed for the kill here, but it's just not going to happen, so he's going to go ahead and go down. Ooh, a bit of a flash. Okay, but now Nocturne's going to say, here, can I clean up any of these guys? Let's see. I don't think he's going to... Ooh, he flashes into the Rammus Q to stop it, and that ended up being a smart play. He's going to get a kill out of it. So, nice heads-up play by Estoc there.
Attention to the trap. God, get this.
Ooh, and Rammus doing a nice lane gank here. Oh, unfortunately, he collides with the minions, so that's going to stop his Q. However, Jubilee is going hard, but in the end, he just... does he have the damage to finish his kill off? He does not, but it does get the Caitlyn flash. All right. Need to be careful. The Rammus might just roll right back around, but I guess they will see him, so they should be okay here. Caitlyn, yeah, they're not even close to BF Sword. Okay, I guess this would be pretty early for a BF Sword, so fair enough. We're gonna go ahead and see the bot lane reset here. I'd like to see a Cole here for Caitlyn. This lane's gonna be pretty easy for you to farm in. I'd like to see that investment. Let's see if he decides to go for it. Boots and longsword and okay, and refill a potion. Okay, so that's fine too. That's a good way to spend 900 gold. Or no, 800 gold. 800 gold. Yeah, I would have liked to have, instead of that, I would have liked to have seen like Cole and Longsword personally, for a bit more pushing power and farming potential. But anyway, that's okay. Bit of a gank coming off here on Mr. Blue Metal. Nice flash, but ooh, yeah, he's able to flash and actually avoid the taunt for a bit. And yeah, he actually able to create enough distance to get under tower before he gets taunted, which actually probably saved his life there. Nice roam by Zed though, to try to help out, but well played by Blue Metal to kind of avoid the gank, and that's part of why I find this Rammus pick strange, because like these are not particularly immobile champions. Like you want to gank immobile carry so you can get onto easily and then taunt, right? If you're playing Rammus, but none of these are particularly immobile, so except for the Sona, obviously, but Sona's not the carry. So I don't know. It just seems like a really odd time to pick Rammus. But I digress. I'm guessing the reason that they're not just shoving the tower with the Caitlyn Sona is that they're afraid of... Ooh, hold on. Let me talk about that in a second. They are able to get a gank off here. Unfortunately, no flash for Urgot, so he's going to go down. So, yeah, there we go. Good job in top lane. They're investing in top lane yet again, just like they did last game. They want the big boy Cho'Gath. Anyway, I was going to say the reason they're not just shoving the tower with Caitlyn Sonas, I'm assuming it's because they were just really worried about Rammus ganks, but I really don't think they need to be. Like, honestly, like, Ezreal Janna gank setup is, like, non-existent. So, as long as you're keeping decent wards, you should be A-okay, even if you're shoving a tower constantly. So, I'd like to see them deny more minions. I'd like to see them pressure this tower and get plates. That's part of why you play Caitlyn. So, if you're playing Caitlyn, your goal is to get five plates in bot lane every game you can. Expand that, get that gold lead, accelerate your build. Anyways, first dragon was over to to Team KS. I literally don't remember that at all because I've been too busy blabbing about nonsense. And it looks like Malphite got first grubs, so trade there. You can tell when I start to get the fatigues when I totally miss major objectives, so. Okay, gank comes in. I mean, look at this. Even when he gets run on the Caitlyn, nothing happens, right? Like, she's totally fine. So, yeah, well, I mean, if they stay around long enough for him to rotate his spells again, something could happen. So, okay. What? Okay, what are you doing? You're gonna... I mean, he lives. Okay. I'm okay. I have to see that again. That was some really bizarre ADC mechanics here. So let me see this again. I'm not really sure. Did I miss something? That was really strange. Let's see it again. So he gets taunted here. That part makes sense. This part here where he's just tanking the Rammus. Why is he so? I don't get it. I don't know why he's playing. I don't know why he's staying in the Rammus's grow like that outside of tower range. That was very bizarre. It ends up costing him his flash. Or costing him his barrier and Sona's heal. I don't get that at all. That was very strange. Alright. Nice roam here by bot lane by the Ahri, though. It's going to go ahead and take down the Rammus. She's going to be able to get on this Janna as well. No, because he does not have ulti. The blue team has collected Feat of Warfare. Good job for them. Anybody close on the other feats? Not yet. Although Caitlyn should be. Caitlyn's my favorite ADC to play, and every game I play Caitlyn, I am getting firmly acquainted with their tower. That is just how I like to play bot lane. It's how I like to play Caitlyn. So when I see people play Caitlyn not doing that, hurts my soul a little bit. Hurts my soul. 1K gold lead here for Team KS. 9 minutes in. Both teams just kind of chilling, no objectives up yet. So this is nice quiet farm time for everybody. At least until the Nocturne decides to ult somebody. Let's see how people's golds are looking. People should be trying to try to get some resets in if they can. Another gank coming up here. They've been ganking top a lot. They've been bullying poor Smooth Brain guy, and he's gonna go down. Yep, that's gonna be another stack over to the Cho'Gath. They've been investing a lot in this Cho'Gath top, which is honestly a smart call. A Cho'Gath that gets rolling is very scary. And it's probably the easiest lane for Rammus to gank, to be honest. So, nice counter ganker return here. Able to go ahead and do a nice deep dive on the Aurelion Soul. Dragon is up. Malphite is moving in on the grubs here. They are seen, but I don't think they're going to be able to contest this. Well, maybe. The Ahri is TPing back. Does have TP pretty far away though, so they should be able to probably just finish this. I mean, maybe Estok can yoink one of these? He doesn't have Smite, so no, he's not going to be able to yoink one of these. Well, at least not with Smite. So yeah, they end up getting one of them. So that'll deny... Ooh. And Rammus ends up going down to the Urgot. Urgot ulti gets a bit of revenge there. And KS is going to go ahead and move in here for their second dragon of the game. Should be a pretty easy take for them. It is indeed. And now it's going to probably come down to whoever gets first tower gets feats of strength here. It really should be this bot lane, but I'm not going to repeat myself again. So kind of a 3v3 breaking out here. Rammus is able to get onto the Caitlyn. Actually, very unfortunate positioning by the Caitlyn, kind of get in by the wall there. But Caitlyn's just like, hey, I'm going to kite towards away. Forget my tower. I'm going to head in that direction. But Rammus is actually kind of doing a lot of work here. Caitlyn's doing a lot of damage in return, but probably should be switching targets to the Ezreal that's currently in her face. She ends up going down 2-stat Ezreal. They do eventually get the Rammus, but I think she ended up focusing him for way too long. Like, I get that you want... Let me go and back up, so let's talk about this. Obviously, you want the kill on Rammus, right? So I get why he's focusing it so hard. And he forces Jan out of the fight, and now once he forces Rammus out of the fight, he's trying too hard to get the kill here. Switch to Ezreal, bro. Switch to the Ezreal. If you switched to the Ezreal earlier, you'd probably be alive right now. That's all I'm saying. You can't afford to chase kills while you're being DPS by the other AD carry in the middle of a team fight. So, bit of a, oh, hold up. No. There we go. I don't want this on. There we go. So yeah, just bit of a team fight focusing mistake there for Awesomator, cost him his life. Alas. Cannon too. Plates are down, so now it'll be much easier to get this first tower wherever it decides to go. I'd really like to see Estok go down in bot lane and force down this tower to secure those feats of strength. Provide cover for your bot lane here. He is indeed moving into position, but he doesn't have ulti, so that is going to go ahead and land taunt on the Caitlyn. Yeah, she's gonna go down there. Yeah, that's why I wanted Nocturne to be there, so that doesn't happen. They're doing a good job pushing the lane and trying to get to this tower, but you need cover if you're gonna do that at this point in the game. So far, pretty even gold lead here. 1.2k gold lead for Team KS still. Not... Yeah, a lot of it's in the jungle, I guess. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Jungle and mid lane. Wow, mid lane's actually quite a big difference. I guess Ahri does have 3 kills, so fair enough. Caitlyn engaging some auto trading with Ezreal, but you don't want to be doing this. This Ezreal has Triforce. No, he does survive. Long enough for the Sona to get here, but in the end he does end up going down. And Ezreal's not going to die here either. Yep. Getting a little too feisty with the fed Ezreal when you don't have help. Can't do it. Yeah, just some questionable decision making from Awesomator this game. I'm sad to say. Meanwhile, fight's breaking out here in the top lane. Nice Nocturne engage on the Cho'Gath here. He has no flash. He will go down. Yep. All right.
Let's run.
I do find it very funny that that Rammus taunt makes the enemy gain attack speed while they're taunted. I believe that's one of only 2 skills in the game that buffs enemy champions, with the other one being Renata Ultimate. They both give attack speed for obvious reasons because they're both basically taunts. Well, one is a taunt and one is attacking their teammates, so it makes sense to give attack speed. It's just kind of interesting. Meanwhile, they finally do get that first tower down there in the bot lane. That's going to be feats of strength secured for Team KS. So good job to them. Z's going a bit deeper in the jungle, but he is going to catch 900 slimes here. Yeah, 900 slimes is tanky, but he's not that tanky. So he's going to go ahead and go down. And now Estek's kind of getting punched here, but Sona is able to come up and cover for him. Third dragon here is about to come up. So should be able to kind of rotate on over here and get this. Well, the Ahri is actually backing, but not entirely sure why. Aurelion Sol does have the big ulti. Maybe it can pick him off here, and that's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to land a nice CC chain there with Nocturne and Sona. Great pick. Well done to them. Meanwhile, Awesomator's kind of getting engaged on by the Ezreal here, but Sona trying her damnedest to body block these Ezreal Qs, and it was enough. It saved Awesomator. However, he might need to be saved again because Cho'Gath is coming in here. And Ahri's doing a great job coming over here on the side, catching out the Janna as well. And now they're going to go ahead and go on collapse on this dragon here, and they're going to get that lethal tempo Caitlyn, by the way. Yeah, it is. Okay. I guess it makes sense. You don't need fleet footwork really if you have Sona healing you and shielding you, so makes sense. Coup de Grace is garbage though. Get rid of this. This is dog shit. Coup de Grace is a terrible rune on basically anybody. Go cut down. Just trust me on this. Just go cut down. Yeah, coup de grace on both of them. Ugh. Unfortunately, Caitlyn kind of gets caught out here and has to blow Flash to escape. Thankfully, he is able. Ooh, nope. Gets Flash munched by the Cho, and Cho's playing a little farther back. Yeah, they're able to just go on the Sona as well. And this is gonna be a double kill over for Mr. Cho'Gath, who is definitely a good player to invest into because no one on this KS team is particularly suited for dealing with health stacking. So investing in this Cho'Gath is an investment for the future for Team Malphite. So I like that they've taken the time to make sure he gets rolling. However, the fact that he is rolling, I would like to see a Riftmaker at some point to take advantage of all this HP. Maybe not second item, that might be a little too greedy, but at some point I'd like to see it happen, because you get a huge damage increase. You'll get like 200 and something AP from just that one item, which is obviously fantastic. So, Riftmaker eventually, I want to see it. Meanwhile, poor Zed kind of gets caught out here. I think he was warding, gets caught out by the Ahri. I'm not going to rewind to check. I've been rewriting too much already, but I'm assuming that's what happened. Leximity Stacks definitely not doing as well this game. The 0-3 is a far cry from how it was from how last game went. Who's kind of getting pressured here? Oop. Oop. Unfortunately, Caitlyn actually kind of got baited by Aurelion Sol there. Aurelion Sol stepped on the trap to kind of bait the Caitlyn in for the auto, which allowed the Rammus to swoop in. This has not been a great game for Awesomator. He's kind of been getting the business whenever he tries to do stuff. So that's just how it is sometimes, especially as AD carry. Ooh, and he tries to ulti on the Aurelion Sol, but he ends up being a little too late and has having to divert course because of the completed the recall. Ooh. Ahri going for a play here. Unfortunately, not quite able to land a charm, but the Ahri's still very fed, so this should still be a good play here for KS. It's looking pretty good so far. Unfortunately, misses another charm. Yeah, I can't hit the charms either, brother. I get it. So, nice 2 kills there. Then Cho'Gath is way too deep. Yeah, like again, he's got the Aurelion Sol here to help. But actually, that ended up being a great play for them. Never mind. Also, yeah, that's going to be not only another munch for the Cho'Gath, but 1,000 gold shutdown to it as well. So, this Cho'Gath is a big boy. Hey, he's up to 2k gold lead over the Urgot. I still hate the Sunfire, though. I hate it. I hate it even more because it's the actual Sunfire. No, stop it. Stop building this shitty item. Build Deadmans. Build Randuins. Build Unending Despair. Build Thornmail. Build literally anything but this item. It's so bad. You don't need the wave clear, I promise. I'm going to keep ranting about it until you guys stop building fucking Sunfire. It's so bad. At least Rammus isn't building Sunfire. That would be a real crime. Okay. Dragon is kind of spawning here soon. Very similar situation here where they're at Soul Point already here for Team KS. Will they be able to close the deal this time? We'll see. They're up in gold this time because they have a very fed mid and jungler, so they're in much better position to secure this. Sona kind of gets caught out here and has to flee. Kind of forces out the early Nocturne ulti just to save her. Now everyone's kind of making their way here, except for Urgot, who he's still not TPing. Okay, now he's finally coming in, but at this point, his team's probably gonna win the team fight before he even gets here. Yeah, I mean, okay, he does show up early enough to help. So fair enough. Yep, he's gonna go down. But they do get the Cho'Gath. They should be able to secure the dragon though, despite even without their jungler, as long as they just keep the Rammus away from the pit. Or maybe they'll just wait for Nocturne to respawn. That's probably the smarter thing, to be honest. Don't want to risk a Smite steal for a Dragon Soul. Just kind of wait. Wait for your jungler to come back. Makes sense to me. Although, at the rate he's going, Aurelion Sol's going to have his upgraded ult here very soon. He's very close. I can't see exactly how many he has, or how close he is, but it is quite close, just based on the progress bar there. He's probably only about 10 Stardust away. So he should be looking to try to farm a bit more, maybe get some poke to get some more. Is that going to be enough? No. Okay, so it's unfortunately not going to quite be ready for this dragon fight here. Ooh, and Ahri gets a fantastic jump over the wall to pick him off. And now the big, beefy front line of Malphite's trying to win this fight, but their Jan is so far away, and they just can't do this. They're just, yeah, without the Aurelion Sol ulti, they just don't win. Like, you guys, these are big, beefy frontline boys, but you still need help. You can't 2v5 the enemy team. You're not that big. And that is indeed going to be Dragon Soul over here to KS. They do indeed close the deal. So well played to them.
Brilliant.
Nice Sona ulti. I do find it fascinating. We've had Sona 2 games in a row here on 2 different teams. It's just kind of interesting. But and Zed could have picked it again. It was open when he picked, but he picked Janna instead for reasons I don't really understand. I guess he wanted it against the Nocturne again, but I don't know if you really need Janna against Nocturne, to be honest. Like, Nocturnes build like Bruiser, right? They don't build like Assassin. You pick Janna to counter stuff like Rengar, right? I don't know if you need Janna to deal with Nocturne. I mean, you do if you feed the Everlight crap out of him like they have this game, but that's more of a skill issue. So you can't pick champions and builds with the assumption that you're going to feed the shit out of the opponent, because at that point you're already in a really bad spot. Okay, we once again gonna see a Ruinous Otacon in the top lane this time. There was a lot of action in the top lane this game. Ooh, nice Aurelion Sol ulti, but he doesn't really have great follow-up. He does get the Caitlyn though, and poor Caitlyn is once again getting the business from Team Malphite. And they're trying their best to kind of kite back, but they're pretty split at the moment. So Ahri might be able to kind of swoop in and make a nice play here, but no, she's seen now, so the element surprise is gone. Urgot is pushing in the side lane though. He's gonna go ahead and get this side lane tower and all 700 gold that entails. Very nice for him. Most important objective on the map if you're a top laner. This tower. 700 gold apiece. Meanwhile, fights breaking out here in mid lane while I'm talking about tower gold because that's how it always goes. Whenever I talk about random nonsense, that's when team fights break out. So let's see what happens here. Ooh. Nice kind of surprise ulti over the wall. Good reaction by Sona though to buy some distance. And now they're trying hard to kind of kite away from this Rammus, who is very tanky. And Nocturne's going to go ahead and go down. He's trying to contribute, but he doesn't have ultis, so... Ooh. Yeah, and Sona ends up getting kind of run down by the Ezreal there and the Cho'Gath. And now Blue Metal just kind of needs to try to survive. Oh. Barely able to dodge. All right. And then Caitlyn is able to come down the sides and ult the Janna to secure a kill. She needs to be careful, though, because this Ezreal is pretty strong. She does end up taking him down, but she's going to go down to the Cho'Gath in return. And yeah, Awesome has been having a rough time in this game. It's not all been his fault, obviously. But, you know, 8 deaths on Caitlyn when your team is winning, that is not ideal. He's been dying a lot. It's been tough. But team as a whole, doing great. 5k gold lead, Dragon Soul. Probably look to try to get one of these bigger objectives here. Probably try to get this top tower eventually. Oh yeah, the game's going quite well for them. Other than Caitlyn. And I mean, he's still getting his items. He's fine. He is fine. Ooh, nice job by Rammus to kind of use that the Otacon wall to kind of see if he can get a pick on somebody by hiding from vision. Didn't end up working out, but it was still a good try. Ooh, and they're gonna go ahead and go for the Caitlyn here. They do land on her, and yep, she's gonna go down again. Yep, I mean I'm starting to see the logic behind the Rammus. I still don't think it's great, but. He's got nice long-range follow-up on these plays from Aurelion Sol and Ezreal, so I see the vision. So Rammus is really good when paired with champions who can follow up on his taunt from really far away. And Malphite definitely does have that to a certain extent with Aurelion Sol and Ezreal, so okay. Ooh, poor Alice is gonna get ruptured to his death. Yeah. And, I mean, you're seeing how tanky this Cho'Gath is. He's got 6.3k health. And even without really building much MR yet, Ahri's having a really hard time burning through him. So, I would have liked to have seen instead of a Horizon Focus, I would have liked to have seen... I mean, Horizon Focus is good on Ahri, don't get me wrong. But I would have liked to have seen like a Liandry's. Help kind of burn through all these tanky boys. Fun fact, by the way, the reason that Horizon Focus Ahri's built this, I learned about this recently because I was like, why do they build Horizon Focus? Like, isn't this like a long-range mage item? Well, the reason they build it is it's 600 range or greater to get the buff, but that's determined at the point of ability cast. So you can, if you ult in on someone, it'll still hit them, and it'll get the bonus damage. So it's done a respectable amount of damage. And unfortunately, Atlas kind of gets caught out here. He is able to escape for a little bit, but Aurelion Sol comes in from the side. Now the rest of LS is going to have to try to kite this out because the Urgot is not here. And yeah, this Cho'Gath is a menace. Oh, and the Rammus is able to get in there, but looks like Nocturne is going to be able to escape. And he is going to go down. Okay, Caitlyn is able to take him out. And then Ahri's able to take out the other guy. And then Ahri's kind of going around, using the Hex Gate to get around and cut him off, which is very smart, very alert behavior. Unfortunately, Awesomator is once again going to get the business end of... Oh, poor Awesomator. Oh, no. His team went to flank, which was a good play, but the problem is they kind of just left him all alone, and they went on him and killed him. So that is tough. Ooh. I know what Astok was trying to do. He was trying to get a 2-for-1 special. He was going to try to kill Ezreal and then ulti to kill Jen as well, but he ended up needing to use the ulti just to kill the Ezreal first. But in the end, it works out. We're going ahead and move on to Elder here. Very early Elder, it feels like. Ooh. He's charmed to kind of chunk out the Aurelion Sol here. And they should be able to get this Elder no problem. And now they just wipe him here with the Elder buff. That should be what happens. The tanky front line from Alpha trying their best, but you just can't compete with Elder. I feel like tanks have the hardest time from Elder, right? Because it executes at what, like 30% HP? But 30% HP is a lot more for Cho'Gath than it is for Ezreal or for Janna, right? You know, Janna's got 2100, 2200 HP. Cho'Gath's got 7000 HP. You know, it executes Janna at 700. It executes Cho'Gath at 2500. So, plus it's more resistances too. So the true damage executes more value. But yeah. Very strange. This is the first time I've ever seen Elder Dragon go down before Otacon, by the way. That is very different. You do not see that happen very often. I've never seen it happen, in fact. So, there you go. 33-minute Otacon after Elder Dragon. Very late Otacon pickup on those buffs, but might as well grab it while you're there. And I think they're going to go right on ahead to this Baron as well. Are they not? As soon as they see this Aurelion Sol bot, I think they're going to go for this. And that is indeed exactly what's going to happen. As soon as they see even the slightest bit of attention bot lane, they're going to turn around the Baron. Late game, you can do it pretty fast, no matter what champions you got. That's going to be it. And Malphite has no vision on it, and they only just now find out. So yeah. Going to be a freebie Baron over for Team KS. They're going to go ahead and try a siege with this Baron buff, which they do have a pretty good siege comp with the Caitlyn and the Sona, so they should be able to siege, although sieging into Aurelion Sol, especially with that big ulti on ready to go, is spooky. Oh, and they still have a little bit of Elder left as well. Not a lot, only about 10 more seconds, but 10 more seconds is better than 0 seconds. Ooh, and then 10 more seconds is going to result in a dead Janna, so there you go. That's why 10 seconds is better than 0 seconds. It mattered. I mean, he might have killed him anyway without the Elder buff, but that made sure for sure. Ooh, and now he's just using the ulti just to scare them off the tower. Smart, I like that. Just to zone them off a little bit. All this play is happening, and now the ult's coming in, but they're A-okay. Up about a 12k gold lead, so they should be able to just put this game away here, no problemo. Be a little careful. I mean, they can get engaged on here if they get too low and too crazy, but they should be fine. God, that track once the actually they're gonna make it in. He's gonna taunt the Nocturne though, which is not what you want to go for in this situation. You want to go for Caitlyn or Sona, and neither one happens. And now they're gonna go ahead to return the counter engage, and that's gonna be a wipe, and that's gonna be game. Yeah. I mean, I get why you went for it. You kind of had to go for something. You were running out of time, but that's never gonna work. So yeah, you know what? Caitlyn had a really rough game the whole game. died a lot, but in the end, he collects the W. So good job, Awesomator. You hung in there. You hung in there and you got the win. So well done. Okay. So that means we're on to game 3. Let's go ahead and change to the draft page here. Now we'll go ahead and get started. Get everything prepared here. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look at the draft here for game 3. They are keeping the same sides. Okay. Pretty similar, yeah, basically the same bands across the board, although they dropped the actually I don't remember what I don't remember. I'm tired. I don't have Vimini to do a lot of fancy draft analysis at this point. So we'll just go ahead and get going here. Sona first pick. Been a very contested pick this series, which is odd, but it's fine. Soraka Jhin in response. I like the Soraka pick against Sona. I think Soraka just does more earlier on for the team than Sona does. So I like that pick. Nocturne Caitlyn, no surprise there. Run it back on those champions. Pantheon, Cho'Gath, so it's going to be a Pantheon jungle, I assume. Then they run it back to Cho'Gath for the 3rd straight game. And allow into the Cho'Gath, okay. Kind of like that pick. And then Sylas mid. Kind of an odd choice given the champions you've seen so far. You haven't really seen any really great ults to steal. Plus, you don't know who the mid is. It's kind of that's kind of a strange last pick. Or kind of a strange blind last pick for mid lane. But okay. And then it's going to end up being the Victor against him. Okay. That's a pretty good matchup for Victor in my experience. All right. We won't waste any time. We'll go ahead and get right into it. Where is the thing I want? Here we go. All right. And Team Malphite is once again in the wrong order because they don't play by the rules. Actually, both teams are in the wrong order, so both teams don't play by the rules. That's okay. It's not that hard to fix. All right. And here we go. Game 3.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
I failed to notice that First Runner was showing up, so I'll just go ahead and end that for now. I have a feeling he's not going to make it, which is fine. It's not a big deal. Just go ahead and finish off game 3 here. Hopefully it'll be a good one. I say as if I don't know the outcome, but I'm not going to spoil it. Any series that goes to 3 games, I'm happy. That's what you want to see in Beer League. You want to see some competition, some competitiveness, some back and forth. You know, you want things to kind of you don't want too many stomps. You know, but anyway, this is indeed Pantheon jungle, as I said. And here we go. Junglers both starting bot side again with the leash. Caitlyn, I hate it, bro. Stop leashing, but at least both bot lanes are leashing. Neither these teams don't know what year it is. Both bot lanes leashing. Ugh. Nobody leashes anymore, boys. It's over. The era of leashing has ended. Okay. We'll let direct cam take over here. early gank here. Okay, gets the flash out of Victor. Oh, I still have Sona in the wrong spot. There we go. Okay, I've seen a lot of early ganks by Nocturne, which is odd. I think if you wanted to early gank, you wouldn't pick Nocturne 3 games in a row, but apparently Estoc, he likes the Nocturne, and he's gonna keep picking it. Can't stop him. It's just Jungle, and he'll pick Nocturne if he wants to.
As expected.
Ooh, and then it's gonna be another. Oh, it's gonna be a return gank attempt here. Silas got the flash, but he will be fine. Didn't even really have to blow anything to get that flash, to be honest. That's the spooky threat. Ooh, and Estoc is kind of looking for Pantheon in the bush. He's going to get the jump on him. And this Nocturne is not great early on because of his lack of mobility, but if you can get the jump on people by doing stuff like that, Nocturne's early game is actually pretty good. So, nice play by Estoc, paying attention, lying in wait in the bush nearby where there was just happened to be a gank. And that's going to be first blood over to Team KS. Not that first blood really matters anymore, but it's still cool. Well played to him.
Boom. Headshot.
Looks like Pantheon's gonna maybe looking for a gank bot. No, he's just gonna. Yep, now he is. And they do see him. Yep, they do see him thanks to this ward. Ironically, if he had pathed a little bit further down, he wouldn't have been seen. But it's just a little unfortunate from how his pathing happened to go. Sorry, I'm just, there's nothing really happening. I don't have a lot, I'm tired and I don't really have a lot, there's not really a lot to talk about happening in the game right here, so I'm just kind of chilling for the moment. Just kind of keeping an eye on the minimap once in a while to see if people are going for stuff, but other than that, pretty slow start here to the game. Other than the nice cheesy play. Looks like KS is going in on the first set of grubs. Thanks to the prio from Alawi, which I think is a good call. Should just be a nice free 3 grubs for them. And they're not really in position to trade Dragon for it either on the other side, so this really literally is a free grub take. So good job for them. Blue Meadow goes ahead, rolls up the top, grabs the Cho'Gath ult, and immediately starts heading back mid. That's kind of funny. Guess he wants to use it on the Victor instead, which is fair enough. Nocturne is making a call for the first dragon there. He's trying to get his team to get some prio here, which bot lane should be able to get. Pantheon's there first, and they don't see him coming this time. Now they do. Because that same ward as before. Yeah, see, if you just path a little bit closer to the lower wall down here, you can avoid this ward. So, just a pro tip for you junglers out there: avoid common ward paths. Now Cass is gonna go ahead and move in on the dragon here. I guess he does have the Cho'Gath ulti for it, which does 1,257 damage. So that's way better than Smite at this point in the game. Yep, and that's exactly what they're gonna do. Meanwhile, Caitlyn's trying to get herself killed while this is happening. But if she's okay, a bit of man. I didn't realize a fight was breaking out here. I thought they would just be done. Okay, let's go ahead and see what happens. So they go ahead and go on the Pantheon here, and yeah, he's stalling as best he can, but he is going to go down. And yeah, I guess that's it. All right. I don't know how people, like streamers will like stream for like 8 hours, you know? There's some breaks in between, obviously, for most of them, but like they'll have a full like 8 hour or longer stream. Like I don't know how people do that. Like I stream at Cast Game. I'm up to about what 3.5 hours now. I'm tired. I'm tired of talking. I don't know how people do that for 8 hours a day. As professional streamers, that just. I assume you build up the endurance by doing it, but man, I don't know how they do it. Stuff. Where's you out? Well, I will say that if you're a streamer who's playing the game and commentating, that's probably a lot less mentally, probably not as mentally taxing as trying to cast an entire game at once. So let me tell you, casting games takes a lot more energy and concentration than playing, because you only have to focus on yourself, right? When you're playing, but when you're casting the entire game, you have to pay attention to everything. If you want to do a good job. If you don't care about that, then you can not care when stuff happens and just. But I try to do a good job, even though this is volunteer work. You know, if I'm gonna stream or cast for as often for you guys as I am, I might as well take it seriously, right? Pantheon trying to get a cheeky lane gank here, but I don't think he's gonna be able to really get in. Yeah. Not gonna be able to get in that way, unfortunately. Plus I mean, they're going for it, but the rest of LS is here, and he's gonna have a nice counter gank to go with the Alawi ulti. Ooh, that Sonal actually managed to hit both of them. That was very impressive. That Sonal's really not that wise. The fact they were able to get both is very good. No, hey, no. Don't. Okay. I was gonna say they should just 4-man dive that guy, but I guess this is how they don't want to. I guess diving a Cho'Gath is kind of a dicey proposition, especially when he has Flash, so he says, heck with it, I'm going to take the ulti and go do something else. Alright, fair enough. Never mind. I take it back. Good job, Blue Metal. You made the right decision. And that's going to be another set of grubs over for Team LS here. Good start for them. Both first Dragon and both grubs. Ooh. Blue Metal biting off a bit more than he can chew here. I don't even think he needed the Pantheon backup, but it's always nice to have. Yeah, not as big of a goal lead as you would think, considering how well this early game has gone. Only about about 300 gold lead for Team KS, despite all these early objectives. Yeah, I guess they are down a decent bit of CS, both mid and bot. So, I guess that kind of closes the gap quite a bit. middle, trying to see if he can secure the kill on the Victor here, but Victor's going to wisely back all the way up to his second tower. I'm not sure if Pantheon has ulted yet for a play. He must have because it's on cooldown, but I don't remember him doing it. So that means I didn't see it, which is not a surprising thing. It's gonna be second Dragon over for Team LS. Or LS, KS. I don't know, there's too many S's in these team names, to be honest. It's hard to keep track. It's hard to keep track. Dude, auto the Awesomator, buddy. Auto the tower. Please get these plates. You're playing Caitlyn. Playing Caitlyn Sona. Get the plates! Ugh! Ooh, a Pantheon ult's gonna come in here for a gank. I'm assuming that's what he's doing. Nope, he's waiting for the cooldown, I think. Yep, but now here it comes. Very deep behind him. Gonna be able to land. It's gonna be a roam down by the Victor as well. And that's gonna be a very dead Caitlyn, I assume. Actually, she might survive. Okay, so Sona's dead, but Caitlyn's fine. As long as she doesn't stay under this tower afterwards. No, 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 no. Hey, okay. Got lucky that didn't hit. I'm pretty sure that would have killed. Okay. Niner Slime is going to say, ooh, okay. I mean, Awesomator, you know what? I'll give him credit. I played with Awesomator last season, as he was my ADC, so I'm pretty familiar with his game. This man does not back down from a challenge. He is not intimidated. So, I will give him I will give him credit where credit is due. He is not scared. He's not afraid to make the enemy team earn their kills. So, and in the end, he didn't die. So, all right, fair enough. A bit of trolling going on in the top lane. It looks like they tried to dive the Cho'Gath, which was very ill-advised because they died, didn't kill him. So yeah. Not recommended. That is going to be feats of strength over for Team KS, though, because they got the 3 objectives and the 3 kills. So, well done to them again. So far, mostly pretty slow game, only 3 kills apiece. Been a few plays here and there, but there's another play here as well. They are going hard on the Alawi, but that is always risky business. And F-Stock is here, along with the Sylas TP that kind of turned on him. Big munch by the Cho'Gath, though, so Alawi's going to go ahead and go down. And then, yeah, it ends up being a great play. The Cho'Gath really just does absolute work with just how big he is. And that's the Pantheon. It's a great follow-up as well. So, yeah, well played to them. Kind of starting to pull away here. 2.5k gold lead now. All right. Then a bit of a bot lane all in down here. Okay. They do get Soraka. Ooh, unfortunately, ends up dying to that Jhin ulti. Not gonna be able to get away from this though. I mean, unless he stops. Actually, no, he's gonna get cut off by Victor, so he's okay. I mean, he's 100% gonna die. Okay, Atlas, buddy. I mean, I'm glad you're wasting their time. That's the correct thing to do. He actually gets executed. That is wild. All right, well played to Atlas. That was very well done. Just somehow managed to only get executed there. Good job. Good job, sir. Little bit of item critique here. Iceborne Gauntlet is a good item on Alawi, and it is a good first item, but given that you're against a big, super beefy tank that is building a lot of health and armor, definitely want to go Black Cleaver first, just to deal with that. Iceborne Gauntlet doesn't do a lot of damage. This is more of a sticking item, right? So this is more for champions that are trying to run away from you, but Cho'Gath doesn't really fit that build. Cho'Gath is perfectly happy to fight an Alawi a lot of the time, so yep. It would have been much better to go Black Cleaver here. So, there you go. I don't know how many people really pay attention to any of the random item nonsense I say, other than playing Sunfire Cape during these casts, but I feel compelled to mention it as a caster and one of the resident higher level players here in Beer League. So, part of my public service, I suppose. Meanwhile, they're kind of making plays on the dragon here. Ooh, Anthony Arnold's coming in, but they're going to go ahead and get away from it just fine. Nice macro rotation by KS on that one to kind of get the tower for free and bait out the Pantheon ulti. And now they should be able to hopefully try to move in position here, although Pantheon's looking for blood. He really wants to go in here. He's got his enhanced stun ready to go, but it's hard to kind of play into this Victor and Soraka. You never want to give a champion like Victor or performance like Victor kind of the high ground here. It's really hard to move into that. Actually, he's really isolated right now. I'd really like to see Nocturne kind of pull the trigger and kind of get this play started while the Nocturne's separate from his team. But nope, Cho'Gath is going ahead and TP in. Oscillator kind of gets caught out here and has to flash away. And Cho'Gath TP's here, and no TP on the Allow, so she has to walk. And that's going to be further secure. In about 5 minutes, I say, "Why I didn't build Black Cleaver first?" Well, hey, you know what? You'll know for next time. You'll know for next time. And yeah, that's gonna go ahead and be first dragon over here for oh, hold on, first dragon for Team Malphite. Oh my god, I can't even remember the name of the team. And then they try to push mid again, but they end up kind of getting, well, actually, do they get caught out here, or no, they make the play, okay. So they're gonna go for Malphite here and focus them, but going into that Cho'Gath is scary business, and now all the AoE's coming with the Cho'Gath on top of you, and I predict that this fight is gonna go very poorly. Well, actually, they're actually doing reasonably well against the Cho'Gath. He does go down, but yeah, in the end, I think this fight's not gonna go great. Yep. And Alice needs to try to disengage this and cut their losses. And 900 Slimes doing a lot of work here. Yep, and Jubilee's trying to kind of get in, see if he can secure any more kills. Meanwhile, Soraka's trying to get away with her last sliver of health remaining. So far, pretty close game. About 2.5k gold lead for Team Malphite, which is, you know, it's not a huge lead. It's a respectable lead, but it's not a crazy lead. Like, it's totally something you can manage if you play well going forward. So we'll see how it goes. It is going to be the Revive Otacon this time around. Obviously, not very many kills this game. But I imagine teams will just kind of leave it there until a free opportunity presents itself. And yeah, see, like, the Cho's not afraid to fight you. So, you need, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to harp on it. You already know the mistake. So, I will not repeat myself. You are aware. Okay. Both teams just kind of trying to jockey for position of this Otacon here, because there's really nothing else on the map to do. You respected the Adam commentary? I try. I mean, I think one of the saddest ways to lose games is to lose to the shopkeeper, you know? It's so avoidable, right? If you just, you know, you're thinking about what's going on, and you make sure you do your research and all that good stuff. You never want to lose games because you lose to the shopkeeper. Sunfire Cape. Meanwhile, I'm blabbing about nonsense while items are happening as usual, so let's see what happens here. They try to catch out the Pantheon here, but he is able to flash over the wall and stall long enough for the Soraka to bait, and now LS is Chaos is overextended here, and they get flanked by the Cho'Gath, which is absolutely not what you want to have happen. Caitlyn needs a flash. Caitlyn doesn't have E. Okay, because she used it aggressively to try to follow up the play, so she kicked over the wall, so she gets munched by Cho'Gath. Or killed by something. I think he munches the Nocturne, but either way, she did. And meanwhile, the Zaxok Realm Spike on Sona, that is a choice. Probably not terrible, to be honest, but I think you'd really want probably either the anti-burst one or the shielding one on Sona, you know, that help keep people from getting dove, because that's the one weakness of Sona is you get dove, right? So help your teammates not get dove or help yourself not get dove. Pick one. Or, you know, if you want a bit spicy, you can go what Solstice Slay and help speed up engages and stuff. But this is probably the last one I would pick on Sona. So, but anyway, they're gonna fight over the Otacon here. They are gonna go ahead and secure it. So now they have the revives. They're gonna go in, which is I wouldn't recommend going into a team that just got the revive Otacon. I mean, they're trying to see if they can knock some of these off, but the risk is just not worth the reward here. I mean, they do get the Cho'Gath, to be fair. They should back off now. You don't keep fighting. You got away with your bad play already. Don't go crazy, okay? I mean, they got the Soraka. Is Victor's kind of flanking on the side, though. Are they able to... Oop. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Now Chaos is going to have him to force to flee here, and Cho'Gath is coming back because, you know, not dying. And he's going to be able to run him all the way back to their tower. The Pantheon is going to say, heck with it. We're going in on the tower. That's a very aggressive Pantheon ulti, but when you got the revive, why not? Go for it. Doesn't really end up getting... I think doesn't end up getting the Sylas kill, so in the end, you know, you got a kill. You didn't give up a kill. It did cost you your ulti, but if you don't need it in the next minute and a half, great. You did a good job. Made a good play. Good job. Next dragon is up here, as is Baron. And both teams are going to try to move on that, but Malphite definitely is faster on the rotation at the moment. Amazingly, the gold lead's actually only about 700, despite everything, so the game's still very close in terms of gold. So, but yes, Malphite is definitely much more ready for this dragon, and they're going to go ahead and get started right away. Plus, they got the Cho'Gath, although the ulti isn't quite ready yet. So I think they might want to, yeah, they want to slow it down just a little bit so that Cho'Gath is ready to go. And that is indeed what they're going to do. They're going to pull it as they're being tested. That's also what you want to do. And Alawi's not even here. So yeah, they're just going to go ahead and concede that. No big deal. Second dragon's not the end of the world. As long as you don't get caught afterwards. That is a very key component of that. Okay. be honest, I'm really not sure how on earth the gold is so close. Because they don't really have meaningful CS leads really in any of these matchups. But they have a lot more kills for this team. I'm not really sure how the gold is so close.
Live for the applause. You will die for it.
But yeah, I mean, I think LS or KS is going to face the same problem as last game, where they really don't have anyone that's suited to take down this massive Cho'Gath, which really, to me, feels like they should have. If they didn't want to pick to deal with it, fine, just ban it, right? You don't give them the same strong pick 3 games in a row and never counter pick it or ban it. You know, you got to adapt a little bit.
As expected.
Team's just kind of jockeying for position here. Trying to see if they can make some juicy picks here with the Jhin ulti. How many Cho'Gath stacks does Sylas have, by the way? 3. That's not bad, considering you don't get to use it all the time like Cho'Gath does. Obviously, Cho'Gath has 11 stacks. Ooh, and Illaoi kind of pushing her way forward here. Going on the spirit of the Cho'Gath. That's a good way to kind of burn him down a bit. They're kind of going in. See how this fight goes. Yeah, they're just having a hell of a time getting through this Cho'Gath. No one on the team can really deal with this Cho. He is a big, large, monstrous void monster man. Yeah. He's actually roaming his way to top lane here, so they're going to go ahead and look. They're going to go ahead and get a nice pick attempt on the Soraka here, which he's going to build. Oh, no, he actually ends up going down. Nice follow-up on the sides of going down, but they're going to have to abandon this play after getting the Soraka, so it's going to end up being a 1-for-1 trade while the Cho'Gath pushes down top lane. Ooh, and the Pantheon says, I'm not done, and he ults back in, and the Caitlyn ends up kind of getting caught out too far forward and going down. And then, yeah, the Nocturne going down as well. And then I'm kind of overstaying here. And getting caught out and giving up a couple more kills. I will say, this is where, like, I am obviously a Morgana mid shill because I'm known for it in Beer League now. Morgana mid would have been an awesome pick for KS in this game. Morgana mid, amazing against beef boys like Cho'Gath, burns them down, holds them in place. Great against champs like Pantheon. It just would have been really helpful to have a mid lane mage of some kind that can exert more control over this big beefy front line of Malphite here instead of the Sylas. So they're going to go in and go for the Victor here. You should be able to spell shield that, I think, if you time it correctly, but it's probably hard to know the timing on that. And now they're going pretty hard for it. They do get him, but they're going to die in return. Yeah. Ends up trading 1-for-1 so far, and now the Cho'Gath is coming in, as is the Illaoi, but ooh, are they gonna? Yep, they're gonna pick off Sona here, so they're gonna have to back off now. Yeah, now the gold lead's looking more what I expected. About almost 5k gold lead here for Team Malphite, which I don't know why the hell they named it Team Malphite, but ooh, nice, great pick by 900 Slimes there to get a nice 3 kill on the Caitlyn. Poor Caitlyn. Our poor Awesomator, he's been having a really rough series. He's just been getting, he's been getting the business, just the whole series. It's really tough. That's how ADC is sometimes. Lord knows I've been there myself. Doing a bit of memeing over here. And they're going to go ahead and try to take their 4th dragon, which is pretty easy to do when you have a Cho that does way more damage than Smite. And they are moving in here, but they don't have a Lowy, so I don't think they can really contest this. I mean, I'm not sure they can contest it if they had a Lowy, but they definitely can't without her, so they're just going to go ahead and do this. They're trying to pull it, but they're kind of having a hard time coordinating that, so they're just going to say, heck with it. We'll just take it down to the 50-50. They do end up getting it, although not on the Cho'Gath Feast, which sad for him. It would have been nice to get that extra 120 health, but not the end of the world. 3rd dragon over to Team Malphite. I really would like to have seen at some point in these games. I would have really liked to see what's the name of it? The Riftmaker on the Cho'Gath, because you're getting so big. Kind of get some extra damage scaling. Full tank Cho'Gath certainly works, but you are an AP champion, right? You got pretty good AP ratio, so if you're doing really well, they're having a hell of a time killing you, which is obviously the case here. You can afford to you build a little damage, you know? Treat yourself. Get that Riftmaker. You're gonna have 6,000 HP, you might as well get an AP item with 200 AP on it. Anyways. Team Chaos definitely in a very rough spot here. Down about 6k. I'm not sure if it definitely doesn't really get better for them as the game goes on either. The Malphite team comp definitely scales a lot better. They do have the Sona going for them, but that's not going to be nearly enough. Pantheon scales really well. Cho'Gath scales really well. Victor and Jhin both scale really well, and Soraka scales really well. Like this Malphite team just scales really well, and they should be able to just cruise to a victory here at this point. Also, look at the size of that Victor ulti. My goodness. Yep, that's going to be Baron for them. Yep, they're pushing in, and Caitlyn's desperately trying to kind of go the wave there, but I mean, look at that. Does that look like Pantheon falling off to you? I don't think so. Pantheon doesn't fall off, ladies and gentlemen. He scales into late game just fine. They do end up killing him, giving the 1,000 goal shutdown over to Silas, but it's not going to matter. They should be able to just push to end here, no problemo. And man, this game, for how close this game was for a lot of the way, it really, when it started getting out of control, it really started getting out of control, and it really is about this Cho'Gath. Like, I know that the Pantheon has a bunch of kills, and he's certainly done a lot of work too, but they cannot kill this Cho'Gath. They have no answer for him at all. And that, I mean, every fight was basically Cho'Gath tanking their entire team for 30, 40 seconds, while Victor and Jhin get to do whatever the hell they want the entire time. And God forbid they're not there if they're healing the Cho'Gath as well. Like, it's not good. It's not good. You need to, if you know they're gonna pick one of these HP stacking super tanks, you either need to have some sort of tank shred ready to go, or you need to ban it. One or the other. You can't just let them stack HP for free. Ooh, that's going to be a nice catch on the Sona there. Yep, the should be able to just push to end here. No problem. They don't have Baron though, so their minions are they're gonna have a hard time getting their minions in. But again, the Cho'Gath. He's got so much HP. His ult does 1,200 true damage. That's full peg Cho'Gath. No AP at all. Oh man. Tough series for Team KS, but I'm gonna be honest. A lot of that was really not adapting to what they were seeing. You know, they picked the Cho'Gath 3 games in a row. They didn't really counterpick it at all, and in the end, it came back to bite them in a big way. So, you know, tough loss for them, but it definitely a deserved one. So, well played to Team Malphite here. I believe that's their first series win of the season. So good job to them. And that'll be it for our doubleheader stream tonight. Before I go, let me see what the next beer league game is. There's only been 3 scheduled so far. So we have got scheduled for Saturday and Sunday. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some games on Thursday or Friday that end up getting scheduled. But for right now, PTT versus SSS on Saturday is the next game. So might be a few days before we get to see any more beer league action. So, which means I get a break. And no more games to cast. We're all caught up. So thanks for watching, everybody. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.